So crypto universe, I'm back with another video, and today I got some crypto regulation and motivation to present to you. But first, make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe button. This is a new channel I started called the Casual Crypto Enthusiast channel. It's for crypto enthusiasts and crypto beginners who just want some basic news updates and information that could help them better understand what's going on that's making people so bullish in the first place. Because many channels, they focus a lot on price predictions, and that's cool, but we can't just ignore the news updates that make people bullish in the first place. So the first thing we're going to get into here is a report from Cointelegraph. It's actually related to Tron, and there's been a uptick in Tron transactions, or in transactions on the Tron network. So the Tron network has seen a surge of up to 8 million transactions on the blockchain, which is a 2 million increase from what was reported in February. And this is very interesting if you're somebody who is invested in Tron and does believe Tron is like a sleeping giant in the crypto space. I know Tron is still fairly popular, and Justin Sun, he's definitely a very active CEO compared to some other CEOs of different blockchain-based companies and cryptos. But I do, to an extent, feel like Tron kind of lost a little bit of popularity over the past few years, just because so many other cryptos have picked up steam and have gone viral. But even though this is a signal that many people do in fact use the Tron blockchain consistently, it doesn't automatically mean that there is like Tron adoption picking up pace that quickly. Somebody pointed out a very interesting fact where they're bringing up the fact that in Asia, a lot of OTC companies, in Asia, a lot of OTC companies who are using funding, who want to transfer funding, as well as different gambling apps and things of that nature, they do use Tron as the main place that they send their money over, that they transfer their money through, almost like a Western Union, which makes sense, right? Because many people in different cryptocurrency communities constantly talk about how crypto does provide a more efficient way. Most cryptos, not all cryptos, but most cryptos do provide a much more efficient way to send money cross borders because it's faster and just cheaper. You're sending, like Tron, for example, you're sending however much money you need to send for basically pennies compared to what you would have to pay to send that same money through Western Union, send that same money through Swift. And it's very interesting because even though it doesn't necessarily mean that there's mass Tron adoption happening at a rapid rate over the past few months, what it does mean is whether it's Tron adoption or whether it's people using using Tron network as sort of like a backdoor to send large sums of money back and forth without having to be on the radar of the traditional banking system. Either way, it's still an exciting thing to see, because regardless of which way you flip it, there is a reason and an incentive for people to engage, to interact with the technology, which is naturally going to make more and more people talk about it, and word of mouth is very powerful. And over time, people will just get more invested in it, because if they start using it every day, sooner or later they're gonna want to know what it is, even if they had no idea what it was initially. I want to put up a motivational post here, or at least to me it's motivational. It was a post by somebody on Twitter named Bark, which years from now it's going to be a little weird talking about so much crypto history when so many figures are named after like bulls and cows and barks and wolves and all of this stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So this person put up a post where they said, hey, boomers will never understand. We're not in crypto for fun. We're here because rent is $5,000 and a sandwich is $19. Now, that may sound like an exaggeration, but it's not. I'm from New York, and for the people that don't know, the median price for a one bedroom in Manhattan is literally $5,000. So when this person's bringing up an excellent point that a lot of older people may be overlooking, is the simple fact that look, a lot of people are in this market because they're speculating on how much money they can make. Even if you're excited about the technology, yes, there is still a major factor of people wanting to make money. As the meme gods say, number go up. Everybody cares about when the number go up. So either way, man, something to keep you motivated, just because even though we are excited about the technology, you do have to remember that there's serious pressure going on right now. Like, costs are rising exponentially. You're not a bad person for wanting to explore this to make money. I just think people should also keep in mind, just pay attention to some of the reasons these things are becoming popular in the first place. But the next post here is from Crypto in America, which is like a blog, and it's talking about the Clarity Act, which was just pushed by lawmakers. It's not official yet, obviously, but I'm gonna read the article now. So, lawmakers face pressure from all sides as Democrats target Trump ties and crypto firms pushback on bill language. So, as the Genius Act procedural hurdles, as it faces procedural hurdles that could delay the final Senate vote until late next week or beyond, lawmakers and industry stakeholders are turning their attention to the next major policy priority, the Clarity Act, the House's digital asset market structure bill. After two committee hearings this week in House Financial Services and House Agriculture, a markup of the Clarity Act is scheduled for Tuesday at 10 a.m. Crypto lobby pushes for DeFi protections. In a notable display of unity, 8 of the leading crypto policy organizations in Washington, D.C. issued a joint statement Thursday urging Congress to include the Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act, or otherwise known as the BRCA, in the Clarity Act. Originally introduced by Representative Tom Emmer, who's from Minnesota, and now backed by Richie Torres out of New York, the BRCA would protect software developers and infrastructure providers who do not custody user funds from being treated as traditional financial intermediaries. It is this is a quote here, a quote from a quote from one leader. It's an anonymous source for some reason. It's critically important that we don't treat open source developers like traditional financial institutions. The BRCA draws that line clearly and protects innovation. So now you're starting to see that it's fascinating seeing how slow government can be until it's not slow. Everything moves at a snail's pace until all of a sudden you finally see a couple of people start to lobby for something. And now we're in a position where we're gonna see the Genius Act. I know they said there's a chance it may get delayed. I don't think it will. I think we'll see a vote on the Genius Act within the next week and a half. I don't consider that a delay. That's only 1.5 weeks. But either way, now also the Clarity Act is something that I heard somebody mention one time. This is the first time I actually went through like a whole article referencing it. Let me know, what do you have any opinions on the Genius Act or the Clarity Act? Do you think that these acts will help bring regulatory framework to the crypto space by way of stable coins? And also, do you think long term that this will be good for the space, or are you somebody who believes that this is bad for the space long term?